beautiful souls. Today I want to talk about something that happens more often than not, and the biggest misconception is this belief that it will never happen to me. And this is called emotional abuse. Now, it usually happens to the people with the big hearts, rosy shades, and the people that like to mirror from their perspective that we are all learning, we are all growing, we are all evolving, and we're all going to screw up, and we're all going to make mistakes, and we're going to get better. These are the people that are usually targeted. And honestly, it's kind of an ignorance. And I say that because I've been the ignorant one before, okay, guys? And when I look at my child, I still do this, and I'm working on it, but sometimes he does things, and I'm looking at him and going, isn't that common sense? No, it's not. It's all foreign until we've been taught or we experience it. So what I'm hoping to do today is come forward, give out some signs, some red flag signs of what, if this may be happening to you, because emotional abuse, guys, is intangible. It screws with the psyche. It creates a cognitive dissonance. It's a brainwash. It creates trauma bonds, and trauma at that, CPTSD or PTSD, and it is hell to get out of. So if you guys can grasp any of this and catch it early on, it'll save you a world of pain down the road. So, like, for instance, let's just begin. Somebody does you wrong, and somehow they twist it around, and all of a sudden they are communicating to you the emotions that you have of betrayal. All of a sudden you have betrayed them. All of a sudden they are the ones that feel attacked. They're the ones that are misunderstood. They're the ones that yada, 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 yada. The list goes on. They are manipulating you. They know your heartstrings. They know where to get you that you're sensitive at. They are manipulating you. This is a form of emotional abuse. There's zero tolerance for that, guys. Zero tolerance. And I get it because somebody on the other end, either you're looking at it from the outside and go, I mean, it's easy when you're on the outside and go, are you kidding me? But when you're in it, it's easier to look at it and go, I love this person and I want to communicate and I want to see how am I approaching it to make them feel this way. Wait, obviously we're mirroring each other. Well, no, they're reading off of your emotions to manipulate you. Okay? Next one. Repetitive offenses. I don't care if it's different circumstances, different situations. If you continually find yourself hurt, that person is not taking your feelings into consideration. They are emotionally abusing you. They are not making you a priority. They do not care how you feel. And even if they cough up the I'm sorries later, if it's continuous, it's manipulation. They don't care. They know how to give you a string of words of apologies and things to make you feel better, but if it's continuing, they don't care. Third parties. And when I refer to third parties, I'm not necessarily talking about bringing another individual into the relationship of, being infidelity or being cheated or whatnot. I'm talking about anybody. It can be another romantic partner, or it can be a child, it can be family members, it can be friends, it can be colleagues. Anytime somebody brings in another third party in, is a triangular, and they use it for manipulation, to gain leverage. It can also be correlated to that of the flying monkeys. And it makes you feel kind of crazy, and they know it's another form of manipulation. Another one, very many times, when they are gaining power over you, it is very covert. And this one will screw with you guys, okay? They will give you a deep-seated compliment, and in the same breath, give you a big back slap. They will degrade you. They will belittle you. And it will with your head. And literally you will take a step back and go, did he compliment me or did he just put me down? Or she. You know what I mean? I don't care. Sex doesn't matter in this thing. That is a very covert, and manipulation, emotional manipulation is very covert a lot of the time. You don't realize what is happening. That's the problem. Until the abuse is so far down, they've got control over you, and you're stuck in either a Stockholm syndrome or trauma bond. And that might sound, guys, exaggerated. It's not. The shit happens all the time. All the time. And the problem is that it sounds exaggerated because there's no tangible evidence, and it's so covert, or it seems so straightforward, or, everybody's making mistakes that you don't even recognize what's happening to you. It is a huge, huge, huge deal. And if I could just save somebody some pain and suffering, if you can just recognize some of these keys, don't think that everybody's immune. I mean, we can be, if you're educated on it, that's great. Recognize that many times it's covert, it's very passive, aggressive, and, another red one for you. I don't think I said it. The silent treatment. When somebody's upset with you, to come forward and be like, hey, I'm mad at you. I don't want to talk to you. I'm going to go into my own time out. Get away from me. Get out of my face. But I do love you, and we'll talk about it later. But right now is not a good time. That's communication. It might be aggressive. It might be upset. Well, that individual's probably upset. To silent treatment you is to neglect you. You are literally being neglected when somebody chooses not to speak to you. These are these are all tactics of emotional abuse. This is screwing with your psyche, guys. And it's a form of brainwashing. Now, I got the download last night about somebody being gaslighted, which I realized, okay, it's one thing to tell you, but if you don't know what that is and you're just kind of caught up, because there's a lot of these terminologies I didn't know existed, because I was ignorant myself, and I thought that nice people just existed, and that if somebody was bad to us or hurtful to us, it was because they're learning and we're just, emotional human beings. No, there's just real assholes out there, and that's why we have these terminologies. and sending so much love to them, and I hope they heal, because hurt people. But we've got to be able to defend ourselves and get the hell away from that. So that we don't become hurt, because what it takes to come back up. And it's creating boundaries. It is knowing your self-worth, and knowing it really begins with self-love. Because, and I heard this, and I hope let this one set in, is to never accept love less than you love that you accept of yourself. Is that right? I'm going to screw that one up. Essentially, never accepting love than the less than of how much. Loving yourself so much that you won't accept anybody that gives you anything less. But if you don't know how much you love yourself, and a lot of times, I thought I was pretty solid when this all went down. And it was just a lot of stuff I didn't know. I didn't understand covert, passive, aggressive, emotional abuse. And little did I know how detrimental it could be to somebody. And by the time I was trying to figure out what the hell was happening, because I was down the spiral, I was pretty far down. The work to get out was going to be hell. And it was great. It was great in the fact that I learned a lot about myself, and I learned that concept is what true love really means, and knowing that starts within me. And I did learn a lot of things. However, it is a very painful process. Abuse of any kind is bullshit, and these all come to an end. But we need to be able to defend ourselves, because it's the intangible. These are things that we don't know. So those are just some red flags. I'm getting up at that 10-minute mark again. I'm not going to go over. But I hope If you are curious what gaslighting, if you're wondering what some of these things are, I'm putting it in layman terms for you. This is kind of what you're looking at. These things are abuse. It is abuse, and please know just the bare basics. If any of these things do resonate, educate yourself, find out, and put a zero tolerance. And depending on where you're at, sometimes that can be really hard, because at this point your self-worth has been ridiculed and stomped on, and I want you to know that you are fucking amazing, and you don't deserve to be mentally abused or physically abused or abused of any kind. And I have so much love for you. I just want you to know and recognize and see that for yourself, okay? I'm hoping, and if you don't, I just know that when you're in the hug, I will. So much love, guys. Till next time.